Hello, it's Mike, NoStressMike.com, and it's as you can see, we're experiencing winter, and it's really cold. I think it's like 10 degrees, and wind chill is about 10 degrees below, and but so there's you don't get to do much stuff, and it got me. I'm always thinking, trying to figure out stuff, and I've right now I'm trying to figure out people, because the United States, our leadership is really bad, and it's, I'd say, communist. And if they're not, they're aiming towards communists. Our Constitution is not being used, and like I say, they're doing a lot of unconstitutional acts, and they're not in their leadership role. And I'm trying to understand why people don't understand or don't react. I mean, I understand we got a lot of propaganda. We're getting so much misinformation, and it's to the point now that you can't trust anybody. There is no trust. Even the data. You can't even go by data, because the data is not accurate. And it's a lot of it is like that. And, the news, they're not reporting everything accurately. And then, of course, health-wise, they're not accurate. And then, laws. They're not enforcing the laws. There is no, rule of law. It's only using laws on certain people, and certain people, they don't use the law. So, when you get like that, it is, I don't want to call it tyranny, even though it may be. I mean, I'm not into that kind of stuff. But what I am trying to figure out is what motivates people. And one thing we don't hear about is we're under martial law. I mean, when they make you stay home, and like this, it makes it easy to make people stay home when weather's bad and stuff like that. Hey, and I gotta watch Rex. Something got her attention. Oh, Rex! Don't kill, Rex! Don't kill! Hey, go on. Yeah. And so I've been thinking, and now, and that's why I had to figure out why, because none of this applied or applies to me, and I can't figure out why it doesn't. I told my wife, when we were having children and stuff, I told her never make me make a decision between my family and my country, because they're both really about the same. And you can't, sometimes you're going to see me make more decisions based on my country and then my family. And so I'm thinking, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And like I say, I don't get in debt, so I'm not motivated by money. And the one thing I've noticed, a lot of people are motivated by money. Money dictates what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. In other words, well, the country can do this and do that as long as they're giving me some money out of the deal. Well, then you don't care, so, and then people think, well, my family is really important. Well, your family may be important, but if you are raising your family in a screwed up country, you're not doing your family any good. And so what can you do? And so people are intimidated and scared to do anything. And so it's funny because I don't watch news. And that's because the news is all one-sided and it's all messed up. And I just get irritated when I'm watching the news. I just can't believe how bad these people are. And so I stay, my mind has always been on being prepared. When I, like I say, talking about having my family. Well, the thing is, you got to remember the family needs to eat. So I've always stored food because we could have snowstorms and stuff like that, and it might be a while before you can get food. So, I've always had food. Gold and silver, I started that when I was about 35, and that once I got gold and silver, then I wasn't motivated by money. Now at that time I was in the oil business, and then that's when I realized because when I was in the oil business, I could see people that were motivated by money. They get greedy, because I say these are my own oil wells. These so it's just part of a job for me. But I could see people that, they would invest money in there, and then they're all excited about watching the oil come out of the ground and all this kind of stuff so they can make more money. And a lot of these people had a lot of money, and they were using for tax write-offs and stuff like that. I don't know anything about tax write-offs because I don't have that much money. I've never made that much money. Money has never been a motivation of me. But like I say, trying to do the right thing and helping others. And the work that I do, like I say, I was in hostage rescue. And how do you charge for hostage rescue? But there are people that do charge for that and do it. And but like I say, they're motivated by money. I'm not. That's where I've always had the advantage when I'm doing my hostage rescue, is because money has nothing to do with it. It's doing the morally right thing, and when somebody has done the morally wrong thing, and I'm correcting it. So I'm not motivated by money, but it's something that you need to be aware of, that people aren't going to do anything. If you're expecting people to do something, they're not. You hear me talk about that 3%. The Revolutionary War, 3%. And 3% of the people were active in it. And the 97% would just sit back and let somebody else do all the dirty work. And I didn't realize that that's a human trait. Being free is not a human trait. I've been free. I've always been free, except for when I was in the Marine Corps. I was definitely not free. Military life is not a free kind of life. And but other than that, like I say, I've been free. I made decisions, and I've benefited from the decisions, or I didn't benefit. It hurt me. I made bad decisions too. But the thing is, don't get wrapped up thinking that people are going to do something. They're not. In general, people are sheeple. They're going to do as they're told. Remember, up until the United States, when the United States started, up until then, there was no such thing as freedom. People didn't know what freedom is. They talk, look at the slaves and stuff. No. They've had slaves since the beginning of mankind, and they still have them now. And then, but it may be the dollar that that puts the chains on your slaves. There's different things that motivate to make your slaves do what they're going to do. So, and you got to remember, most people, they say, well, I'm just here for a short time of life, and I'm just going to sit here and just enjoy and take from other people, and no big deal, what I mean? So this is their mentality. And you have to remember, these people are out there, and they're the ones that are in office. The people are in office, they're not there for the best of the United States. It has nothing to do with what's best for the United States. They're just thinking of themselves. And I mean, I used to say there's some in office that aren't like that, but I can't say that anymore, because if you go along with it, you're part of the problem. And but you have to go along with it if you don't have any other options. That's why you hear me talk about prepare. And prepare is, like I say, having what you need, making sure you're not to the point where you are pressured in to do something and using what to pressure you. I mean? So these are things you need to be thinking about and you need to be preparing for. Because these young people, they don't even know what prepare is all about. They've been given so much, they haven't had any hardships. And when you go through hardships, you learn a lot. And I think that's why I've had so many hardships. That's why I enjoy life so much. And I really don't have a whole bunch of a beef with life, because I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard. But when the good times happen, that's good. I mean, it's not all hardships. But you have to remember, people in general aren't going to do anything. And so remember, these are the people that are just herded over here and herded over there. And you don't want to get in the herd. You want to get towards the edge of the herd, so you don't have to go down to shoot a slaughter. You can think. And that's the idea. Think. That's what freedom is all about. Think, taking personal responsibility, and our Constitution. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.